What if everything you've been told about your skin wasn't the full story? I'm Abhyona, licensed esthetician and skin coach, and this is Clear and Correct-ish, the podcast where we cut through the noise and clear up the confusion. If you're ready to get real answers and take back control of your skin, hit subscribe and let's get into it. Okay, so let's be real, right? No one warned us about acne, right? No one ever warned us that it doesn't magically disappear after high school for some. No one told us that acne will hit you in your 20s, 30s, 40s, suddenly boom, it's breakouts all over again. Like no one told us. Why did no one tell us, right? It's like it's a joke, that no one prepared us for. Like, oh, 32, bam, here comes the acne. Like, welcome to the skin. Why did no one tell us? If that is you, I had the same thoughts. Like, you definitely are not alone. Cause I was like, why didn't anybody tell me? Y'all knew this. Like, what's up? Tell your girl that acne can suddenly hit her. Tell her that she's not alone. Tell her that, the solution is out there. It may be a lot of trial and error for no reason, because it's not well studied, but it will be. And in a little while, you'll have answers. Why didn't anyone tell us? The truth, though, is that adult acne is real, it's frustrating, and it's common. So the thing is, you're not alone, my friend. You are in this with someone who's been in your shoes, who still has some breakouts now, right? Not to the severity of what they once were, but I get you. I see you. I feel you. I was you. Sometimes I am still you, even as a licensed esthetician. So what I want you to know is that your acne is not just about hormones, right? That plays a role, but there is so much more. And you've heard me talk about it in all of the previous episodes leading up to this one. So today we're going to talk about why your breakouts follow you into adulthood, because I think that's something that we don't always talk about. I also want to share like some hidden triggers with you that no one often talks about, and how you can finally get your skin to chill. Because that's all we really want. Like, if we're being honest, we want our skin to chill. Like, bruh, let me catch my breath. I can't wait to see you go, and I'm not sending you anywhere else, but like just away from here. So that's what we are going to talk about today. So I have a couple of reasons, that I want to share with you, but I want to make sure like you feel seen, you feel heard, and you know that you are literally not alone in this, right? You're standing by someone who's been through it, can wholeheartedly identify with where you are. So if you're sick of feeling like you should have outgrown your acne by now, this episode is definitely going to change the way you see your skin, because we are all about you loving your hue, right? So let's get into those reasons I shared. So the first reason is that your hormones can still be doing their thing, just differently. So sometimes we think that our acne is just a teenage problem, and we don't think about the adult side of acne, right? So there is large development years happening in our teenage years where the hormones are fluctuating. But I think one of the biggest myths we have is that it ends after high school. But as you move into adulthood, whether you're male or female, your body is still adapting. If you are a woman in childbearing years, your body is still navigating the hormonal, I'm going to say, cycle. It's still getting balanced. So hormones don't calm down after puberty, Like I think that's a misnomer we always hear. Like they calm down after puberty. Not necessarily true. So what happens in that time frame is that your estrogen and your progesterone fluctuate. And so for women, that's like your menstrual cycle. And so you'll see the jawline breakouts, the cheek breakouts, the forehead, the chin, you'll see that. And if you are a woman who is stressing, you're definitely going to see an increase in the oil production, because your stress is going to spike your cortisol levels, which are tied to adrenaline, and that can be tied to like your fight or flight hormone. And when you have that increased oil production, sis, inflammation going to be worse. I'm telling you right now, there's no way around it. It's going to be worse. I wish I had better news for you. It's going to be worse. Like, it's going to be worse. So you have to think about those things. You also have to think about your skin freaking out because of birth control. If you've been on birth control and then you stop, your skin might freak out as your body readjusts, because guess what's happening? Guess what's at play? The hormones, right? Because our bodies are filled with hormones. That's just the name of the game. There's no way for us to get around it. That's literally the nature of who God has created us to be as people. We carry hormones. Now, what I would say could probably help you in the fix is that you can balance your hormones naturally. And you've heard me say this time and time again, by improving your gut health, managing your stress, stabilizing your blood sugar. Your medical providers are going to tell you this no matter where you go. Those are the 3 keys to helping you address the hormones, right? Keeping them balanced so that they aren't making the external of your skin worse and your breakouts are minimized. I would also say to include in your fix, you can include zinc and omega-3s. They're 2 powerhouse supplements that support acne-prone skin from within your body. So you'll hear a lot of acne specialists or estheticians who focus on acne talk about these 2 ingredients, and it's for these reasons. So with zinc, it helps to regulate oil production so your pores don't get clogged as easily. And zinc is an anti-inflammatory. So it helps to calm those red, angry breakouts if you're someone who suffers from inflamed acne. And then zinc also boosts your immune system, which helps your skin to heal faster and helps you minimize the amount of infections in your body. So when we were in the 2020, 2021 years, zinc sales were through the roof because people recognize the benefits of zinc. I hope that in 2025, zinc sales will be through the roof for my acne girlies because it's going to help your skin and your body, right? It's beautiful. I'm telling you, all the acne specialists, all of the acne estheticians, you're going to hear them talk about it because that is the benefit. You can go Google it right now. You're going to see the top acne estheticians, specialists talking about it. Now, the same is true for omega-3s. They reduce inflammation as well in your skin and they make your breakouts less severe. So you may still have a breakout 6, 7, 8 months after you've cleared your skin, but it's going to be less severe. And what omega-3s do is that they help to balance your hormones, those hormones that trigger the acne flare-up. So it really helps to stay in that more calm state internally so that your skin responds in more of a calm state, if that makes sense. And omega-3s help to support a healthy skin barrier. So that's the external of your skin. It helps to prevent that hydration and irritation as well that comes with our breakouts and the dehydration, that comes with some of the foods and things we eat. Omega-3s also help to support a healthy skin barrier. It helps to prevent dehydration and irritation in your skin. So, it's a win-win. Grab your zinc, grab your omega-3s. Let's go. Okay. Now, the second thing I'm going to tell you is that your skincare routine might be fighting against you. And I know we've talked about this in previous episodes, but I want you to think about it. Your skin as you age changes, right? And so what you did at 16 aren't the same products you need to be using at 36, 46, 26. Like your skin is in a different age and state and what it needs looks different. At 16, you have primal skin, perfect skin that's resilient, skin that's going to bounce back, skin that is going to heal at an exponentially faster rate. But when you're hitting your 30s, you're shedding skin on a 3-week plus cycle. You hit 40, you're on a 4-week plus cycle. So now the ingredients that we're using, our skin can tolerate a stronger strength. Our skin also needs to get ahead of that cycle. So we listen here, we don't judge because we've all been here. But if you're still using like the Clean and Clear and the Neutrogena from your high school days, yeah, those bottles are laughing in your face right now. Go ahead and slide those out. That would have worked in your younger years because you wouldn't have needed a strong strength of those acids, right? But that's not going to cut it today. You need the big stuff, the serious stuff today. And so some common mistakes that I see adults make, and I learned this through conversations with other men and women, and mostly women who have suffered from acne and or are suffering, is that they're still using those harsh and those drying acne treatments. Like they're making your skin irritated and inflamed. Let it go. The biggest one I see is that they skip moisturizer because they think it's going to make their acne worse. Or if they're an oily skin type that suffers from acne, they think the moisturizer is going to make them oilier. And when I tell you skipping moisturizer is like one of the worst things you can do because your skin still needs hydration. That hydration is just going to look different from an ingredient standpoint than what maybe some of your friends who have a different skin type need. But you still need that. Like Don't give that up. Please don't. And then the other thing I see is that you're not adjusting to anti-aging acne safe skincare because you do need both, right? So at 16, anti-aging is not the primal concern. Your anti-aging regimen then should be SPF every day. That is how you prolong the effects of aging, is SPF. It becomes a shield over the skin that prevents the UV rays from the sun of damaging the pigment. That's it. But at 36, right, you're going to want some of those anti-aging ingredients, the retinols, to help turn the skin cells over at a faster rate. You're going to want things that have collagen that help to boost the collagen in the skin to maintain, the elasticity of your skin. In esthetician school, we called it bounce back. Like when you flick your cheek and it bounces back and it doesn't drag. Like you want to have both of those things, and you can totally get a regimen that has both, right? And so the easiest thing for you to do to fix this is to grab gentle cleansers that are pH balanced, get rid of the harsh stuff, grab, hydrating treatments that include some of my favorite ingredients. You hear me talk about it all the time. The niacinamides, the aloe, the cucumber, ceramides to repair the skin and strengthen your skin, the collagen. You want those types of ingredients. And then you want to ditch like the very heavy anti-aging products. It's clogging your pores. It's too heavy for the skin. There are formulations that can work well for you. Does that make sense so far? I hope so. If it does, drop makes sense in the comment. And when we look back, we'll know. The third thing I will say is that your lifestyle habits are sneakily sabotaging your skin. And there are some habits that we don't even recognize that we may be doing. So I'll ask you to think about your days. Think about what you're doing with your hands during your day. If you ever notice breakouts happen after a stressful week, a poor night's sleep, or eating takeout for like 5 days straight, those are habits, right? That is a pattern. You should be documenting those patterns because that's going to help you see what your body can and cannot respond to. I told you my recent breakouts came from me indulging outside a bit much and indulging foods that were heavy to sugar, right? So desserts, heavy to glucose, like the pastas, but also being cooked in nut oils, which I know, like, you can't be on a 5-day binge doing this stuff and expect your skin to just be purely clean. Like, we're going to have to address the internals in addition to the external. And I'm going to say the same to you. Look at those habits. Look at what's happening with your lifestyle. So when you have poor sleep, your cortisol is naturally higher. You naturally want to eat more. And that means more oil production and more breakouts. You see how the little 1-2 combo hits us right there? When you enjoy, for some of you, dairy, others, dairy may not bother you, but when you enjoy dairy, the refined sugar, and processed foods, spike in inflammation, trigger of acne. You're going to see it on your skin. No way to get around it. And then when you touch your face, so I am very much a thinker with my hands, like very much a thinker with my hands. Like I will set my hand I will set my cheek in my hand to think. I tap the sides of my head. I think on my fist. I'm very much that person. And imagine doing that and you're touching all these other things all day. And so I had to become more mindful of my hand to face connection, and we had to break up. We were going together real bad, and we had to break up because I was like, we can't keep doing this. You're transferring dirt, you're transferring oil, you're transferring whatever God knows you've touched today. Stop. For some of you, you may not be changing your pillowcases enough, right? Especially if you're suffering from the type of acne that is driven by bacteria. And so as your skin is coming in contact with your pillow and leaving residue, you want to cleanse those pillowcases more. You don't want to, night after night, be subjecting your skin to that bacteria. Take a moment, go on Amazon, find a multi-pack of pillowcases that you can rotate out. It may need to be every 3 days for you. You'll figure out what your cycle is, but that may be your thing. If you're talking on the phone heavily, I don't know when the last time was you clean your phone screen, but the hands are on the phone all day. We are very phone connected. Your phone is touching surfaces. It's in your pocket. It's in your purse. If you have kids, God knows where their little fingers have been, right? And God knows what's in your purse because you have all the kids' snacks, and they're rummaging through your purse. Your phone is everywhere. It's touching everything. Clean your phone screen. That is key for you. And you should see a benefit to that. Someone showed me bacteria that could be on your phone, and I was just like, my God, like, clean my phone more frequently. That was the note to myself. But all of those things have a bacteria association to them that can make your flare-ups worse, that introduce bacteria to your skin, and then put you in the current position that you're in. So what I would recommend to fix that is to definitely get the sleep that you need, right? Nightly. You want to shoot for 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Sleep is rejuvenating to the body. It also helps to regenerate your hormones, and it also helps to heal the skin. So key. Also, eat more omega-3 rich foods we just talked about in the last few points. Get your fiber, get your antioxidant packed veggies. You know, you want to eat as much anti-inflammatory food as possible for your benefit. How badly do you want to address the root? Because once you address the root and you get to a certain state, it is manageable. And it's beautiful over here on this side. I wouldn't lie to you. It is beautiful. Even with the minor breakouts, it is beautiful. Okay? I want us all to get there. And then wash your pillowcases weekly, clean your phone daily, keep your hands off your face. Those things are going to be of great benefit to you. I cannot stress them enough. And speaking of stress, the fourth thing I'm going to tell you is stress management and mental health play a huge role. I actually know a therapist I want to have on the podcast to talk about this because I recognized as well how huge of a role stress played for me outside of the hormonal piece. So I too had to get the gut together. I too had to manage the blood sugar because not only was my gut imbalanced from the foods I was eating, but I was also enjoying indulgent foods all the time. Those two are a recipe. And then when you stack my stress levels on it, it was even worse. You know, I come from the corporate world where I worked in consumer goods, and it can be demanding, very demanding. You're solving the company's problems related to the products in the grocery store. It can be very demanding, and I found myself stressed all the time. I remember the season where my mental health was not where it needed to be, and I just remember like feeling like this weight on me and wanting to shut down at any minute, right? And I think this is something we don't talk about enough, you know, like how our mental health impacts our skin, how the stress levels literally stress your skin and send it into a stress state, right? But when you're stressed and you're anxious and you're overwhelmed, your body is going to produce more cortisol. I keep saying it over and over again. That leads to more inflammation, more oil, and more breakouts. Plain and simple. And then your skin is stressed because now it's fighting not just a breakout, but it's fighting inflammation. It's fighting an overproduction of oil. It's like, I don't even know where to attack first, you know? And that's literally the state that my body was living in. Like, it was so stressed that it didn't know what direction to go. It was feeling confused by me, you know? It's like, not only is your gut not balanced, you know, your sugar levels aren't balanced and you're stressed, girl, like, pick one. Like, don't be all three. But I can identify with you because obviously I needed to work to make my money. I wasn't sure how to navigate, you know, the stresses. I was very much a perfectionist. I was very much taking work home. I was very much like, oh, if I don't do this, I won't be seen a certain way and they'll think I can't carry my weight. And all the while it was like, no, you were never meant to carry any of this. This is unrealistic. Identify what you can leave in this place and pick up tomorrow, and identify what you need to do today, because you can't do it all, sis. You're not going to be able to do all 10 things today. You probably have the capacity for 3. Do those 3 things. Do them with excellency. Do them well. Turn them over, meaning submit them, and move on. Go about your business. And that was literally the place I had to come to. And it took not just the breakouts, not just the shame from having to fully cover my face every day in makeup, even the days when I didn't want to. Like, literally, there were days I wake up and I'd be like, oh my gosh, I just want to sleep a little bit longer, but I couldn't afford to because I knew I needed to do this full-on makeup routine to hide my breakouts, hide the scarring in my skin, and make sure I looked, you know, this part for my employer that, mind you, they never asked me for. And when I began to let those things go and that weight lifted. And I began to advocate and say, I'm not able to do these things, but I can do these things. I understand you have this deadline, but these things have to drop off or be pushed to this date for me to accomplish this. That's for my corporate girlies. I don't even know why I just went down this lane, but I went down that lane for someone. So pick it up, take it, shoot me a message if you need to chat more and you want my strategies about what I did, the conversations I had around, stress management. I'm happy to share with you because I want you to be free and I want your skin to be free. Because acne itself is stressful. We don't need to add more on top of it where we don't have to. And it's hard. Like, it was so hard for me to feel confident in that season about my skin when it was in that state and it wasn't what I call cooperating, and the stress of it, like, it just sent me into a cycle. It was like a continuous cycle over and over again. A lot of people will tell you, oh, just relax for the stress management, but that's not helpful. Like, you need practical strategies to apply, which is why I actually want to have an episode with a guest host on this topic for actual practical steps you can take to manage your stress. And so over on my social media for a couple of weeks, I have been talking about slow Mondays, starting our week slow, starting our morning slow. So that way we maintain this even-tempered, even-paced sort of state, and we don't come out the gate rushing on Monday mornings. And I've implemented small things to help me manage my stress levels and really keep my body in a calm state. And those small things literally are like small tasks that I can do the night before that may save me 10 minutes that I don't realize adds up. So one of my favorite things to share is, instead of making my oatmeal live, as I call it, on Monday morning, if I'm going to have oatmeal, I put all my dry ingredients in the bowl the night before and mix them up. And I season my oatmeal with cinnamon and nutmeg. So there you have it. I don't know if y'all season yours. And I do a little bit of salt too. But if you season it. Put it in a airtight container. So all you have to do is add your milk and your drops of vanilla extract, which I drop vanilla extract in there. It's a liquid. So that's why I don't put it in with the dry ingredients. But literally in the morning, if I were to grab all of those components to make my oatmeal on a Monday morning, y'all, that's 10 minutes easily. You got 2 minutes in the microwave. It's going to take you about 30 seconds to grab your bowl. You're going to go grab your oatmeal. You're going to go grab the other things. By the time you pour it out or measure it, if you're like me, you're measuring, that takes time. You're already at 10 minutes. And now my morning becomes maybe 3 minutes max, 2 minutes to warm it up and probably watch it, make sure it doesn't boil over. Then I'm stirring it up, trying to make sure it's edible, like it's not too hot for me to consume before I can eat it. So literally, I want you to think about the small things that you do that are 10-minute tasks that you could potentially pre-prep a night before, a day before, however you want to do it, that saves you time on Monday morning so that you can go about your day with ease. For some of you, it may be meal prepping on Sundays for the next 3 days, right? Like, whatever that thing is, I want you to identify that and do that quickly, because stress management is deeply personal and sometimes it does take real support. And so I'm here to support you as your skin coach, not just from the sidelines, but, I'll get in the game with you. I'm happy to, because I know I've been there and I recognize just how impactful it can be and how your skin will truly thank you, right? Find those stress reducing habits. Remember that your skin is a reflection of your health, not your worth, because you are worthy, baby. You are valuable. You are loved. There's not a price that we can put on you because that's just how rich you are. Take that. Sit with that. Anytime you begin to have negative self-talk about your skin, I want you to remember that. You are worthy. You're valuable. You're loved. There's not a price we can put on you. No one can afford you. All right? All right. And I want you to focus on progression, not perfection. So again, those small changes add up over time. Don't try to take on the mountain. Just take the little bit of sand you sweeping off the driveway. Just take the small thing you can do, because that is progress. Perfection didn't get me to clear skin. Progress did. Progress got me to clear skin, y'all, not perfection. I really want you to know that. So we talked about a few things in this episode. So let's recap it. The first thing I'm going to say is that adult acne happens. We talked about that. It happens because your hormones are still fluctuating. They don't end at puberty. They're still doing their thing even in your 30s and 40s, right? And your teenage skincare routine isn't going to cut it for your adult routine. You need to play with the big dogs when it comes to your adult routine. Talk to a licensed esthetician, get science-backed medical-grade skincare that will actually do what it says and perform for you topically as you take care of the internal matters. Your lifestyle, key. You can't have the stress, the poor sleep, the poor diet, and expect your skin not to be fueled with breakouts. That's just not the stack of cards we have. Our spade is recognizing that those three things matter for us. We can't skip it. And then the other huge piece is how our mental health plays a huge role in our skin health. So what I want you to do is reevaluate your skincare routine. Figure out if you're using products that work for your skin now. If you're unsure about whether your products can benefit your skin or not, send me a message. Find me on Instagram at myhuebeauty, and I'll leave our link in the show notes to our page. But find me, shoot me a DM with your products and say, hey, can you let me know if these products would actually work for my skin? And then shoot me a picture of your skin as well, like in natural light, no makeup or no product on it, a front photo and then the two sides of your face. I'm going to ask you a few questions, but we can chat about it and I can at least let you know, whether or not I think the regimen you have is going to be beneficial for you. And then I want you to head over to the blog where I did break down some acne information for you that you can lean to and read. We included acne shopping list with products that we recommend for you. And we also have an article that talks about the ingredients that you want to prioritize in your skincare routine. So we've built some resources here for you because we really want to help you. And then if you're looking at your skin now, you're like, you know what, I'm ready to dive in. Our Acne Clear program is for you. It is a 4 to 6 month program. There is an investment of $600 for my services over that time. Your product regimen is invoiced separately. But what I love about the program is that it is diagnostically driven, which means we aren't looking at the symptoms. We're getting to the root cause of your acne. And our program is going to help you become aware of your triggers, what needs to happen for you to clear your skin, and then the next steps you take to get to prevention mode so that once you're clear, you stay in maintenance, which is the prevention of future breakouts. So it's a 3-step phase. We call it our ACP method. It is awareness, correction, and prevention so that you have the skin of your dreams. So I'll include all of these links in the show notes for you so that you have the skin resources necessary. And if this episode has hit home for you, leave a review, share it with a friend who you think needs to hear this. And most of all, hit the subscribe button to stay in touch when our latest episodes drop for our YouTube community. So that is all for now, friends. I want you to know that clear skin is 100% possible. So stay clear, stay confident, and stay correct-ish. We'll see you next time.